This podcast is a 98 Studios production.
Today's the day, baby.
Today's the day.
Today's the day.
Today's the motherfucking day.
Today is the day.
Today's the day.
Today is the day.
Today's the day.
The scroll that I have for you today is the scroll marked 6. Without further ado, let's crank through this thing and talk about it. I love this scroll, and I love, you'll see, I'll talk about it after. So the scroll marked 6. Today I will be master of my emotions. The tides advance, the tides recede. Winter goes and summer comes. Summer wanes and the cold increases. The sun rises, the sun sets. The moon is full, the moon is black. The birds arrive, the birds depart. Flowers bloom, flowers fade. Seeds are sown, harvests reaped. All nature is a circle of moods, and I am a part of nature, and so, like the tides, my moods will rise, my moods will fall. Today I will be master of my emotions. It is one of nature's greatest tricks, little understood, that each day I awaken with moods that have changed from yesterday. Yesterday's joy will become today's sadness, yet today's sadness will grow into tomorrow's joy. Inside me is a wheel, constantly turning from sadness to joy, from exultation to depression, from happiness to melancholy. Like the flowers, today's full bloom of joy will fade and wither into despondency. Yet I will remember that today's dead flowers carry the seed of tomorrow's bloom. So too does today's sadness carry the seed of tomorrow's joy. Today I will be a master of my emotions. And how will I master these emotions so that each day will be productive? For unless my mood is right, the day will be a failure. Trees and plants depend on the weather to flourish, but I make my own weather. Yea, I transport it with me. If I bring rain and gloom and darkness and pessimism to my customers, then they will react with rain and gloom and darkness and pessimism, and they will purchase not. If I bring joy and enthusiasm and brightness and laughter to my customers, they will react with joy and enthusiasm and brightness and laughter, and my weather will produce a harvest of sales and granary of gold for me. Today I'll be master of my emotions. And how will I master my emotions so that every day is a happy day and a productive one? I will learn this secret of the ages. Weak is he who permits his thoughts to control his actions. Strong is he who forces his actions to control his thoughts. Each day when I awake, I will follow this plan of battle before I am captured by the forces of sadness, self-pity, and failure. If I feel depressed, I will sing. If I feel sad, I will laugh. If I feel ill, I will double my labor. If I feel fear, I will plunge ahead. If I feel inferior, I will wear new garments. If I feel uncertain, I will raise my voice. If I feel poverty, I will think of wealth to come. If I feel incompetent, I will remember my past success. If I feel insignificant, I will remember my goals. Today I will be master of my emotions. Henceforth, I know that only those with inferior ability can always be at their best, and I am not inferior. There will always be days when I must constantly struggle against forces which would tear me down. Those such as despair and sadness are simple to recognize, but here are the others which approach with a smile and a hand of friendship, and they can also destroy me. Against them, too, I must never relinquish control. If I become overconfident, I will recall my failures. If I overindulge, I will think of past hungers. If I feel complacency, I will remember my competition. If I enjoy moments of greatness, I will remember moments of shame. If I feel all-powerful, I will try to stop the wind. If I attain great wealth, I remember one unfed mouth. If I become overly proud, I will remember a moment of weakness. If I feel my skill is unmatched, I will look at the stars. Today I will master my emotions. And with this new knowledge, I will also understand and recognize the moods of whom I call on. I will make allowances for his anger and irritation of today, for he knows not the secret of controlling his mind. I can withstand his arrows and insults, for now I know that tomorrow he will change and be a joy to approach. No longer will I judge a man on one meeting. No longer will I fail to call again tomorrow on he who meets me with hate today. This day he will not buy gold chariots for a penny, yet tomorrow he would exchange his home for a tree. My knowledge of this secret will be my key to great wealth. Today I'll be master of my emotions. Henceforth I will recognize and identify the mystery of moods in all mankind and in me. From this moment, I am prepared to control whatever personality awakes me in each day. I will master my moods through positive action, and when I master my moods, I will control my destiny. Today, I control my destiny, and my destiny has become the greatest salesman in the world. I will become master of myself. I will become great. Gosh, this is the number one lesson that I go back to when I'm training reps and trying to help reps. And the very basic way of looking at it before we dive in depth is to learn to keep your lows as minimal and your highs as minimal as possible, and to try and stay consistent and even keel throughout the journey of your success. And that's very, very, very hard when you're consistently being met with failures and successes and some of the smallest paychecks you've ever seen and some of the biggest paychecks you've ever seen, some of the rudest people you've ever encountered. And if you can learn to be even keel, you will be unstoppable. You will go and do things that everyone else wonders how you do it, because when they go have a tough day, they carry that into the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. And this is how you avoid becoming stagnant on one end, and also how you avoid going through a slump that lasts a long time on the other end. So let's break this down. I love that to preface this scroll, it talks about how we are a piece of nature, and nature is a constant wheel of emotions. There's the ebb and the flow, the up and the down, the sunrise, the sunset, the cold and the warm. And just like that in nature, there's that in our emotions. There's extreme, immense joy, happiness, excitement. And then there's really dark, low periods of time. And those come to everyone. That's the first thing you have to understand. You will never just be perfect always. Those emotions will creep into everyone at any point, and it's unpredictable. It's a wheel of emotions that happen. Now, the next thing it says is, it talks about how a weak person, and I know this is all read in biblical, so it's a little weird to read and also hear myself read, and it says words that I don't know. But it also goes and says, weak is somebody who permits his emotion to dictate his actions, and strong is somebody who permits his actions to dictate his emotions. And I love that, because you're not going to wake up every day feeling on point. But you can wake up every day and do what you plan to do the night before, regardless of your emotions. You can go to the gym regardless of how you feel. You can do all the things you plan to do regardless of the emotions you're feeling. And I've done a solo episode on that last year, because it's such an important lesson, right? It's so important to understand that regardless of the emotions you feel, you should follow through with the plan that you made when your emotions were in a really good state. And I love that it hammers on that. That's a secret of the ages is what it calls it in this, which makes it sound even more intense and cool and crazy, right? And then I love the bullet points where it goes through, like, if you feel this, do this, right? Like just a few of them, right? If I feel depressed, I will sing. How are you going to go sing and feel depressed? And I know these are biblical terms and but there's also some very literal points being made that are just like, dude, your physiology controls your emotions and your psychology. And if you can go learn to create the emotions you want with certain things that you do with your body, you're just becoming so much more proficient and powerful, and honestly, way more fun to be around, because you're not allowing your emotions to make you this grumpy, rotten person to be around, right? So, I mean, there's a few. If I feel sad, I will laugh. Those can't coexist. If you're having a tough day, go be around someone who makes you laugh. Go laugh at something. Go laugh at yourself. Go laugh at the world, right? If I feel insignificant, I will remember my goals. How often do we sit there and feel insignificant, like we're so small and we don't matter? Go think about your goals in life. Then you feel pretty damn significant, whatever they may be, right? If I feel poverty, I will think of wealth to come. There were so many nights laying in bed when I had less than $100 in my savings account. And I was laying there and I was thinking, like, no, one day I'm going to go make it to the point that money is not an issue. And I'm making enough to do this and this and this and this. And like that is like exciting. If you can really imagine yourself living the life you want to live financially, it extinguishes that feeling of poverty, at least momentarily. It gives you a glimpse, a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, right? If I feel uncertain, I will raise my voice. In the times in my life when I feel the most uncertain, I realize like that carries itself in the way that I move, the way that I walk, and the way that I talk. And if I can just decide to speak with a little bit of deliberate tone and turn my volume up a little bit and speak like I mean it, my confidence goes through the roof, right? These are all very literal things. And if you're in sales especially, these are speaking to you, right? And then there's the very sneaky emotions, the ones that will cause you to go flatline, the ones that'll take someone who's very good at what they do and one of the greats, one of the GOATs, and then they fall off. And these are more sneaky. These aren't depression or anger or whatever. These are different, right? These are overconfidence. You become overconfident. You become cocky. Go remember all the times you failed, right? You become overly proud. Remember a moment of weakness when you were broken down on your knees crying. If you attain great wealth, remember one unfed mouth. Remember there are people out there that would give anything to be in your position, and you could change lives by giving a little portion of what you've got to go and help those people out. If I feel my skill is unmatched, I will look at the stars. No matter how damn cool you think you are, no matter how great you are, no matter how good you are at what you do, no matter how much you've accomplished, you're a teeny little human being on a little rock that's spinning really fast around a bigger rock that's on fire, that's the perfect distance from us to keep us warm, but not too warm to kill us. We're pretty damn cool. We're nature's greatest miracle. But there's also so much more as a bigger picture, and we're just a piece of it, right? So putting yourself in check is just as important as pulling yourself up when you're feeling low. And I love that. I love that about this scroll. And I love going back to the beginning of it, and it wraps it up at the end again. It's like, dude, you're going to feel all these moods. You're going to feel all these emotions. Learn to go and live the life that you want to live regardless of the emotion that you're living it in. And that will create the emotions that you want to live in. It's such a weird, I don't know what you call that, but it's very, very simply put and hard to do. And I work on it every day. So I challenge you guys to work on it. Go and read this book. Go and read these scrolls. They're amazing. That's the Scroll Mark 6. Today I'll be master of my emotions. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. And as always, much love until next time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. As always, it was a blast for me. I hope you got something out of this. If you got something out of this video of value, share this with a friend, and please go show your love. We're on all streaming platforms, including YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. Any ratings, comments, likes, shares, they go a very long way, and they make it so I can keep doing these things for you, and I would appreciate it greatly. So please go share with a friend. Until next time.